Hey traders, Jamie Setley here with your May 22nd Daily FX Technical Focus. We're going to revisit the Australian dollar, which I looked at 2 days ago. We looked at a really long-term chart, a monthly chart, then the daily and the trend line break. The pattern's developing nicely, so take a peek and see where the trading opportunities may be. Okay, so here's the daily. This black line here, if you can see that, made it bold. It's a 200-day average. There's a lot of markets trading near their 200-day averages right now, indicative really of longer-term trends kind of reverting to the mean, which in a general sense can be a good thing because this is where you can get the breakouts from. So the next several weeks to months are going to be critical in terms of identifying which way those markets may move. So let's look at the daily here again, the trend line break, and you had a pop last night again on China data. Pretty much ended up being the high print there, up at about, what was that, 92.73, which incidentally was the close of the NFP day, just about 92.75. You'll find, often that these close levels act as pretty good support and resistance levels, okay? Acted as resistance last night. So, where from here? Well, we'll look at the 60-minute chart here in a moment, but I just want to highlight the importance of the 200-day with this top side of this trend line, former very steep downward sloping trend line that defined the drop from the top. You've also got where the decline from the high, for April high, would equal two equal waves, consist of two equal waves at 91.74. Okay, notice that I drew that off of this low, the 429 low, and not the NFP low. Reason being is that the low price down there in NFP really is more of a spike. Not sure how much emphasis you really want to put on that as far as drawing trend lines, drawing fibs and whatnot. It's something that you can fool around with yourself, but I'm drawing it off of here. If you did draw it off, or the measurement off of there, you get 91.50. So look, I've already got these highs up here anyway, lined up at 91.38. So you can call 91.38 to 91.74 as potentially a support zone for Friday. But I'm leaning kind of more on the 91.74 side. Friday's been pretty quiet lately, and again, you have the 200-day average there anyway. So look at the hourly and see what this is telling us. Again, if we look at the hourly, not going from the April high, but going just from the high that we saw last week, this is unfolding in a perfect impulse. Okay, impulse is 5 waves, and in this current situation, there's some doubt because it could very well represent quite simply a C wave decline or finish a correction from the May high, which is why it's really important to know that the 91.70s is probably going to be support. But this gives scope to a new low, okay? And again, probably in that 91.70-80 region before you get a rally attempt. Whether that happens tomorrow, whether that happens next week, tough to say. Worth mentioning here, also this is a fourth wave, and we could really chop around here for a bit, as these fourth waves do tend to, by their nature, take place after a sharp move, and therefore there is a lot of sideways trading that takes place to correct this sharp move, not just in price, but also in time. So for me, and for a trader out there, the biggest thing that you want to know is where there's likely to be buying, where there's likely to be support, and where there's likely to be resistance. So buying 91.70s, selling, potentially a correction higher, but it's a little too early to tell here so far. Okay. All right, so that's it. Again, ending the week here. Really focuses on Aussie right now. It's kind of the cleanest pattern out there. You can look at some of the other Aussie crosses too. Aussie Kiwi is coming down in support. Aussie CAD completed a big breakdown just a few days ago and extending on that breakdown today. Euro Aussie coming into resistance. Pound Aussie coming into resistance. Aussie Swiss coming down potentially into support. So that's it for me, and have a great weekend. All right, take care.